Okay. Starting really late tonight. We're gonna first see if we can even get into any free flights. We might not get any. My sleep schedule has been a real mess. Like a real mess, but I'm taking tomorrow off so I can try to fix it. All right. Let's start out in the Wolf, baby. All right. All right.
Systems active.
Nice little warm-up PvP session for us here. Gonna adjust my pedals a bit like that. All right. Nobody in that arrow. Wow. Somehow I doubt this C1 is honor dueling this man, but Spartan Rex has a default loadout and has having the arrow turret bug. I'm surprised he's damaging that C1. There's another wolf in Ico Astra. I've been bitching your videos because you've basically shown me the way. Oh man. Thanks, dude. I don't get everything right, but I always try my best and always try to put out honest content at least. But yeah, dude, how have you been? What videos are you talking about? Like the PvP guides or just simply the ship reviews? Hey Sky, good to see you again. Do we intervene on this poor C1's behalf? I mean, it's already pretty rough. Oh my god, he did it. Oh my god, he did it. I mean, I don't think he did it as much as the arrow killed himself on it, but holy shit, you know what? Props to Dragon Sharktopus, I guess. Holy crap. What cannons are those even? Are those like the... Oh my god, those are not good cannons.
Friendly target.
Hey. Buddy, you can't ram. I think I should tell him. Oh wow. How's it going, Skywolf? How was your day? Sorry we're starting so late tonight. Just my sleep schedule's been messed up, but I took tomorrow off to do it. But look at this arrow, dude. You know what, man? We've all been there. We've all been there. Oh, your PvP info was crazy. Maybe we think of the ship's working flying. Yeah, man. All right, there we go. We have a fight on.
Friendly target. Shields under attack.
This is not the same arrow as before, I'll tell you that. Okay? This guy knows what he's doing. Alright, let's push away here. Let's use Oh yeah, this guy's great.
Friendly target.
My first fight of the night. Well, we're still warming up. That's all right.
Friendly target.
You got us. It's all good. I've been sick, so I've been taking mesmerizing. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Sky. Dude, my sleep schedule's been so messed up. Like, it's 11:30 p.m. for me. We're gonna be streaming for at least 4 hours.
Your adventure.
Look, I literally took tomorrow off though because like
Systems active.
I just need to sort my stuff out. But like, all right, so let's find a different fight here. I would like to fight Aiko because Aiko's also in a wolf. Yeah, Marcus, I was really happy to hear. Obviously, you know, as we just saw right there, I'm not the best pilot ever, but I can explain the fundamentals, I can explain the things, and I'm always working to improve myself. They're both doing ballistics. Ballistics still might be viable against fighters, just you give up so much for it.
Friendly target.
Exactly. Why did you just ram?
Friendly
Brother.
target.
That's super not cool.
Friendly target.
Bites me.
Friendly target.
I outspeed his arrow.
Friendly target.
He's spinning, but he's not really evading. It's really just the distance is helping him here.
Friendly
But
target.
we can catch him in this thing.
Friendly
Why I've been enjoying the L21 so much is just as fast.
friendly target. Friendly target.
There's that. All right. Yeah, man, this can't even damage a medium fighter with shield. Yeah, dude. Wolfie Mark 1 coming my way. Overall, Eric.
Friendly target. Friendly target. Shields under attack. Friendly target.
Being third partied by that guy again. I'm not too worried about him, if I'm being real with you.
Friendly target. Friendly target.
Alright, we're through his shields. We still have ours.
Friendly target.
We're winning the damage race even with this third party.
Friendly target.
EMP? Why did I hear an EMP? Oh, okay.
Disengaged.
Unfortunate. Unfortunate. We have to rejoin the lobby after that bug. Yeah, it's just the ballistics in general. Like, I don't know why they made them so much worse at dealing with armor. Yeah, like really, the only ballistic that like is consistently good through armor is the freaking deadbolt, which has its own issues.
Intergalactic. Systems active.
I don't know, like what I miss about ballistic meta was how quickly you could kill ships. Not necessarily in AC. Oh, I think in the same lobby. Give me back in that same lobby. That lobby was not full. That lobby was not full. I don't think it was about to end either. All right, here we go. There we go. All right. We're back in the right one now.
Your adventure, courtesy of Kruger Intergalactic. Systems active.
All right, 666, and away we go. I want to fight that that Gladius again. I feel like that was a fun fight. So maybe he also bugged out in that crash. There's the speed limiters off. All right. He hasn't flirted me back yet. I'm not sure this guy knows the etiquette.
Friendly target.
I'll just tap him once and see. I feel like he's. Is he trying to ram or is he just not really know?
Friendly
He
target.
doesn't want to fight. Yeah, like ballistics in general already have worth alpha, and then the armor's more. Yeah, exactly. It's like this weird double combo. Like they're like, nope, we're gonna make sure that 4.5 and 4.6 never happen again, right? Man, I miss how quickly in PU you could get those kills. It really helped in like terms of team fighting, or when you were outnumbered. I feel like he is trying to ram me at this point. Yep, come on, man. A little faster. It'll work this time.
Friendly target. Friendly target.
There it is. There it is. Yeah, so he's in a stock arrow. Should we help this guy out? Or try to at least?
Friendly target. Friendly target. Friendly target. Friendly target. Friendly target.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I kind of don't like NDB meta because of that, because your average player who doesn't have a group won't really be able to get them. Although, like, I mean, like, you can, like I got some of mine off of a God, where's the main freaking? Yeah, there it is. I got some of mine off of a Cutlass at Hathor that I stole. But and like Journey John has offered to trade me for some and stuff like that. But like, it really does feel like it's just, I don't know. I wish that they had kept that first wave 1 PTU balance where the CFs were really good. The CFs were basically as good as the Wolf Guns and the NDBs, right? And then the NDBs and the Wolf Guns could damage everything up to a Polaris. it's just everyone was so upset that CFs were still damaging big ships. I'm like, man, you wouldn't take a 22 to fight a tank. Yeah, it's not a 22. It's a primary weapon system on a fighter ship. Like, nobody calls the main cannon of a freaking F-16 a 22, right? Just because it's smaller than the GAU 8 Avenger autocannon on an A-10 doesn't mean that the primary weapon system of that. All right, there's no one else in Free Fly, so we'll stop sitting in out here wasting our time, and we'll hop back into verse now. So we have some selenium refined and at checkmate. I do think the refining stuff is going to make it hard for me to fully live off of the Polaris. We also were trying to get a P6LR blueprint. So let's do that. And I bring a 22 to a tank fight. I'm not saying we go, but I try. I don't know, it just annoys me when people say it like that. 'Cause it's like, it's not like we're saying let handheld weaponry damage these ships, even though they do. Like, that's still a primary weapon system on a fighter ship, right? And I know you can't compare planes to Star Citizen ships. In fact, if you want to be real, with engineering, I know they really gimped the system. We weren't really like doing like the closest game to compare would be War Thunder tanks, if you think about it, right? So I don't know. I think they've gone a little too far in nerfing fighter weaponry. Not saying fighter weaponry should damage, like, for example, huge ships or capital ships or subcap ships. No, but you want the CFs to be good enough that they stay the primary weapon of a fighter. So what's the role of a fighter, right? A fighter should be able to deal with other fighters, including heavy fighters, right? This is really where the CFs die, is they can't deal with heavy fighters, okay? So if you're in a light fighter, your job in a fleet engagement is to be managing attack ships, right? You're going to probably be defensive around your larger ships that can't defend against fighters, right? Because you're better against the medium fighters and the heavy fighters that are threats to those larger ships, right? So to do your job, your CFs need to at least damage heavy fighters. And I would actually postulate, let's go all the way up to the Connie. If CFs damaged up to the Connie, I think we'd see a lot more of their use. And now, like we still can see them used. There's a mixed loadout, but mixed loadouts wouldn't be required if I could mono CF and do my job as a fighter, right? And why do I arbitrarily choose the Connie, right? Because the Connie used to be a large ship, but it's not anymore. If we're being totally honest, the Connie used to be a large endgame ship. Nowadays, it is ran like a Cutlass. At most, you're gonna get 2 people in the Connie, right? So I put it in the same category that I put sort of the Redeemer, the Retaliator, the honestly even the Redeemer and the Paladin as well, because those are all really attack ships. Like the Paladin with the size 5 turret actually makes a really dangerous attack ship to be a smaller ship going up against a capital, right? So like if you can do your job in a fighter against that class of ship and lower, you don't need to up-tech the higher end stuff, right? Like it's why the niche that the Wolf with the L22 Axiom repeaters currently fills is honestly pretty good. A pistol does more alpha than some. Really? And so like well, yeah, so NDBs are kind of in this perfect middle ground where you can speed mash them to omnis in the size 4 category, or you can speed match them to NN 14s in the size 2 category. So really, you can get a pretty dangerous loadout all speed matched. I kind of hate how why did it move? Don't crush me, Polaris. We're friends here. I kind of hate how dark the hangars are in Pyro. Like, bro, I get we're in a deep and dank pirate station, but bro, give me some lights. Even pirates need cargo eventually. All right, so what we're doing right now, guys, for those of us who haven't been here before, is we've been trying this for a couple days. We were trying to engage with the crafting system. All right. As a PvP focused fighter jock, I didn't know anything about mining until we started this, so that's been a good start. We're operating out of the Polaris as our base, so we've got a fighter in the hangar, and we've got mining equipment and storage in the cargo bay. And we're operating out here in Pyro. We will take fights if we're given them, but we need to be very cautious as we are soloing a cap ship, and to leave out in our fighter, we need to expose our cap ship. We actually have had a ship already be stolen because of that, right? First things first, we're going to just check to make sure everything's still where it should be after retrieving from storage. I've also been trying to live out on the ship and like bedlog when I can. But whenever I bring dead bodies on to loot or whatever, because we're also quite poor, so we're kind of, it's funny, we're in a cab ship, but we're also kind of doing a 0 to hero type thing, right? All right, that's still there. And we're all good down here. We have our spare mining pods, we have our cargo for looting, we have our cargo for crafting, we have our geo. Sounds good. Nothing bugged out, it looks like. A good test would be shields mitigate energy damage, lowest penetration ballistic, but to make light fire useful in capital fight, shields ignore small rounds and delete. DTs? Okay, yeah. So the way I see it is they're actually pretty close right now. If their idea truly is that fighters delete PDCs as their role, right, to make room for torps. Why am I going in here? Why do I go in here? I'm in the middle of a med bay. My brain is doing weird stupid stuff right now. Anyways, because medium fighters and up are now immune to PDCs, right? So like you have your light fighters defensive staying close because they will win the fight against a heavy or a medium, right? 200. We're gonna set up right here. Make sure our yep. So this is why it was a good thing that we checked this. Our regen is set again. Perfect. And now we're all set to get back to work. So I think we're gonna start by doing contracts to try and get the P6LR blueprint. That's what I want to craft. It's my favorite rifle, and especially if you run it with sort of like how we're running this AO4 right now. With for AO3, is that what it is? I don't know. But you run it with a 3x toggle sight like that, and you get actually a pretty decent DMR. Yeah, so right now it's decent because yes, yeah, you're immune to PDC fire in a Hornet and up, right? So they make really good attack ships. Allowing them through shields is interesting. I'm not sure. I see your logic. I see where you're starting with it. Am I like over a hammerhead or an Idris? Yeah, I'm over. My hangar's overlaid with an Idris, and there's a frickin' meteor right there. Hey now, CIG. Let's be reasonable here. Yeah, that was a little bit weird. Now, I probably should have rearmed the missiles, but it's all right. We're a little low on money right now. Because I do think it's really hard to balance this game, because what do you want to balance for? Do you want to balance for a large fleet engagement, right? Or do you want to balance it around what's mostly played, which is a smaller group experience, right? Like, most people play this game solo or with groups of up to like 3 or 4, right? Org play is actually less common. And so, like, if you make it to where things are too good for the solos versus a cap ship, then when that gets amplified up to a big fight, well, then that gets rough, right? But if you make it then too hard for solos and then focus on the big fight, well, then you get what we get right now, which is org bullying. So it's a hard line. All right. I feel like they just lowered all fighter armor. That would fix things. Let ballistas do some damage, make CS viable for most situations, especially allows for fighting big ships. I don't disagree. I really don't disagree. I think the only fighters in the fighter category that should have armor are like the Guardian series and the Vanguard series. Because that's kind of their thing, right? Sure. I get you, Marcus. Really, the only ship I haven't been able to deal with solo has been the Idris. The Idris's shield regen is just too strong. But against even a Polaris or a Perseus, I've done very well in a Hornet. Because, like I said, most of the time, like right now, as we're seeing, these ships are crewed solo. Now, I'm not intending to take this ship somewhere as a show of force. This is like a mobile base for me. We're gonna park it somewhere and then operate out of it, but we aren't gonna necessarily use it, right? I mean, we've had to, of course. As you see, we're down to 4 missiles left in that tube. But yeah, even if they have turret gunners, the turrets are so easy to take out when you're in a fighter, especially like the Hornet right now is so freaking good at being a cap ship killer. And if you even just have a couple of them, you can get shields down. It's just, well, I don't like the changes that they've done to shield regen. I think shields are regenerating way too fast right now. You should be able to get a full gun battery recharge without their shields being at the full, which right now is really hard to do. It was one of the reasons why the NN14s are so good, is you basically never have to stop shooting them. This is a nifty place. As I said, I do absolutely love the vibe of Pyro. All right. I've shown it tons of times on stream here again, but like we had a stream a little bit earlier where me and a solo Hornet Ghost completely stripped every gun off of a Perseus at Hathor and just completely rendered it combat ineffective. What would say R? R. Matey. Sure, no, absolutely. And like that is important. Like, there are people who genuinely advocate for things like, oh, okay, fighters should be entirely separate from any larger ship. By larger ship, they mean like a Cutlass. And it's like, listen, I understand there's a lot of trauma around the fighter metas, but that is not a healthy look for the game. Especially because this isn't a this isn't your typical multiplayer game, right? This isn't PlanetSide. This isn't Battlefield, where you go in expecting to have a team fight, where you have 32 guys on your team, and you can get access to every ship in the game, or every type of weapon in the game, where you can have some things that just don't work, right? Like, it's okay for the main, you know, air superiority fighter in Battlefield 6 to not really be good against a tank, because you know on your team you're going to have engineers, and you're going to have the attack planes, and you're going to have the attack chopper, right? So it's okay if you aren't able to do anything to that tank. But in Star Citizen, your only ship might be a Gladius, because that's what you have in your pledge, right? Like, we can't assume people are going to have all these multiple tools, and you can't assume they're going to have any help in the fight either. So really, you can't do a system of hard counters. You need to do a system of soft counters, and then figure out ways to make the metas more fluid. But that will kind of always benefit the lighter fighters that take more skill to fly, because once you're in them and you're good at them, boy is it tough to find things that match them, at least in space. Okay, lots of abandoned ships around here. I don't know why, but I'm nodding like you can see. It's okay, bud. You can nod. I can see it. Oh, what the fuck? What just happened there? Huge explosion. Wow. You missed the AC press session. It was cut short this time because there was nobody in free flight. But we'll do another one at the end. Okay, we're not really down. We're gonna scoot forward just a bit there. What you see the meta ship weapons right now currently? Omnis, NDBs, and NN14s. And of course, the weapons on the Wolf. The Wolf is just eating so good right now. Yeah, we really should rearm those missiles though, in case we do need to use them. Well, the thing is like as long as you can get the shields down, you can damage those things, right? Like if they only have PDCs, like right now we have no turret gunners. We're running this ship very unoptimally, okay? Because we're kind of using it as a base, not necessarily as a. They said we're not trying to use it as a cap ship, though we are a big target in it. Hope I brought enough ammo for this. We'll see. Worst case, we can John Wick it a bit. I don't like the look of that. Polaris, you calm the fuck down. Stop wiggling. You're not meant to be wiggly. Omnis would like to take a lot of power using attritions. I would not use attritions. I would not use attritions. Yes, Omnis are power hungry. You can't mono Omnis, all right? But if you need to pair them with other weaponry at a similar velocity, which is where the NDBs come in, right? And if you don't have the capacitor for it, then you actually down tech. So let's say, for example, I wouldn't do an Omni nose NDB wingtip on the Gladius because of that same power capacitor issues, right? But what I would do is I would downsize the nose gun on the Gladius to an NN14, which takes only 1 pip of power, does the same damage as a size 2 Omni, so can damage any ship in the game, and has insane other stats like its recharge rate and capacitor size. And that even when those bugs are fixed, it's still going to be a good weapon. It's still going to be a primary weapon. But yeah, you really attritions are just simply asking to lose fights. It's a shame, and I wish they wouldn't balance guns that way. But that be how it be. Of course, suppression. Like guys, I want to just clarify though. Like when I say something like that, it's not because I'm like, oh, you guys are doing the wrong thing. I'm genuinely upset about it. I think the way that they have made most of their weapons in this game is quite poor, and they really should rethink how exactly they balance their weapon categories, because I don't think CIG values how important velocity is in a fight. I've been winning with the attritions. Have you been winning PvE with them or PvP with them? Massa. Massey. Because here's the thing, all right? So, velocity is the most important stat in the game when it comes to a ship weapon. PvP? Then you've been getting really lucky, Massey, or you are something special. If you want to kill the pyro, or if you want to hop into a free fly, I'll take that fight. But here's the thing with attritions, all right? That I'm trying to explain to you. The most important stat for any weapon is weapon velocity. DPS, pen, all that shit is secondary to weapon velocity. Okay. Now with armor, we have to make some concessions towards that now, because we have to make sure we can pen our intended targets, right? So like if you are flying a light fighter, you only intend to attack other light fighters, then you should still go for the CFs, right? But if you are like me and you're like, well, my job at the very least extends to heavy fighters, that's where the NDBs and the NNs come in, right? But at minimum, where you start getting into effective range is at half the velocity of a projectile, right? So CS fire 1800 meters per second, right? So that means roughly when you can start hitting an evading fighter is at around 900 meters. That's really where you just start to get your first little poke distance, right? Where you can start landing one of the 3 shots off a Gladius, for example, right? Really, the true effective range where you're hitting every shot from your burst is much closer, down to like 400. All right. Now, if you limit your speeds even more, that means for you to get effective weapon spread, we're not talking 200 meters, 100 meters for you to be genuinely hitting every shot from those bursts, right? And simply put, most of the time, you're not going to be able to get to that range before you've taken serious applied damage from a ship running anything else, right? Because of how slow the shots are. This is not me trying to hate on them. This is not me trying to like poo-poo on your playstyle. Genuinely, if somebody is flying evasively, having weapons as slow as the attritions is a huge hindrance, and will lead you to die more than you should, right? And I'm not saying this is a good thing. I'm not saying haha. I want them to be better. I really think they should stop making weapon projectiles that go below 1,000 meters per second, and with the exception of like specialist weaponry, right? ADP Mark IV helmet Woodland. This guy hates Bob weapons. Well, I do. No, okay. I do. And it's not because of that Bob's used them. It's because they're a trap, right? Yeah. So like the lowest velocity I would ever go on a weapon is 1200. And even then, I would only do that velocity. That's a player's body. I'd only do that velocity on a like an arrow or an interceptor, so something small and fast that can close push enough to where they can use it, right? So like I wouldn't put shredders on a Hornet F7A because you're not going to get that much push authority to actually be able to dictate them close enough to where you'll be able to effectively apply damage. And also, if you do get that close on a light fighter well then, oh no, they're going to outrate you, right? Now, this is where it gets a little brain funky. I would put them on the Ghost, because the Ghost gets the surprise advantage, and that extra damage, at least in ballistic meta, could get the kill before they could react, right? Nowadays, with how they've done ballistics, probably not, but like that's like the concept, right? You have to think of how can you actually effectively apply the weaponry. Exactly. I fully agree with that. That would dramatically expand the amount of viable weapons in the game. That would be genuinely great. Yeah. Yeah, Massey, once again, I mean no disrespect, and I'm glad that you've won some fights with them, but it probably means either the ships they were in were too large to effectively evade, or they simply didn't know how to evade. And I want everyone to have a better chance. And like, why I think I cut off myself earlier, but like a lot of times these slower weapons, the deadbolts, the attritions, the things that do get recommended for PvE builds because they are just really quick. I am dying of heat. They are just really quick to kill NPC ships really fast, right? Because they're so easily avoided in PvP, it's almost as if you're unarmed if you go into a PvP fight. Like every time I see a Corsair in PU at Hathor and I'm fighting it and I realize it has M7A cannons, I'm just like, is this bullying? Because he can't actually hurt me. Like, it's, and I don't like that experience. I think there shouldn't be weapons that are PvE weapons and PvP weapons, because at that point you just should only take the PvP weapons, because otherwise you're unarmed in PvP. That's how it works right now, and it's not a good thing. Let's hope we don't cook our brains here. Jesus Christ. Yeah, like ballistic meta had a lot of issues, don't get me wrong. It had aim punch, it got rid of shield gameplay, which is always really fun, but oh my god, we were like about to black out, guys. Ugh. Get up there. But the best thing about ballistic gameplay was the time to kill was so fast, and a fast time to kill, especially in fighters, is really important. One, for making the game feel good. Two, for actually making the game easier on the newer players or on the smaller groups, right? So for example, right? Right now, with how long the TTK is, somebody need, if I'm in an arrow and he's in an arrow, and we both have CFs, you need effectively 9 seconds of gun time to kill one another, right? Now, if he's brand new to the game and I'm where I'm at right now, which is, you know, I'm a journeyman level PvP pilot, is he gonna get 9 seconds of gun time on me? Probably not, and I probably am gonna get on him every single time. Now, let's say for example, okay, nope, 10 kills really fast. It's 1 second. Okay, 100 times out of 101, I probably will still win that fight. But now, if I make a mistake, if I block myself out, or if I spin the wrong direction and he just gets guns on quick first, just once, he does get to kill me because I made that mistake. A longer TDK hides your mistakes, right? Now, also, let's talk about in the gank. The gank right now is in a really bad place in Star Citizen, okay? This game right now heavily favors numbers. Because if it takes me 9 seconds of gun time to kill one of your ships, but you have 9 ships, you will each only need 1 second of gun time to kill me, right? And with slower speeds that we have in master modes, that's bringing it to where I can't really get away and like stretch out your group, because there's no merge skill in master modes. You just nav on at 2K, you press the nav button and you have a perfect merge, right? Every single time. If nav and mode it gets removed for the quantum boost mode, and we get higher speeds where you actually have to manage your energy. Well, then against lower skilled groups, they won't be able to merge onto you. And if you have that same skill to manage the fight, and TDK is lower, you'll be able to actually dismantle an attack and gank. And everyone says, oh, but you know, you're gonna want that longer time to kill when Death of the Spaceman is in. No, I don't, because if I'm in a fighter, if you're in a fighter going into a fight, you should already expect, hey, I'm putting everything on the line here, right? And two, I don't want that exact situation where I might be the better pilot, but you've got 4 dudes, and there's no chance for me to do anything. In Death of a Spaceman, that same scenario, I'm the better pilot, you have 4 guys. All right, you probably still kill me, you probably still win. But if I kill 1 or 2 of your guys, you've now taken attrition. You've now lost something for doing the gank, right? Whereas right now, you won't. Right now, for a light fighter, I would do NN14s and I would do NDB 30s. Or change the size to what's appropriate to your ship, right? So like, for example, on my Gladius loadout, on the nose gun, I have an NN14. And then on my wingtips, I have NDBs. So that's mashed velocities, and that will get me into any ship in the game. There's no ship in the game that I couldn't eventually damage by wearing through the armor with those NN14s, and the NDBs still have good damage on their own, so they would more quickly come into the fight with that. Now, if you don't have access to NDBs, then yes, I have done it, and it has been effective, though much less so. I have done NNs and CFs, because with that though, you need to be running different weapon groups, and you need to use the NNs to strip armor where needed, and otherwise, until you either get the armor stripped, or if you don't need it, then you'll use the CFs as your primary. So you will be giving up some firepower, because they will have split pips, and you won't be able to usually apply both at the same time until you're very close, or against a large ship, right? But I had a CF NN build when I took out that Perseus solo, so. All right, let's grab another contract here. Pilot in distress. Let's see if we can actually do this one this time. I've had these bug out a lot for me. That is all the way over there. Obstructed. That's why I want you to route me. We'll have to fly out to one of the other stations first. Thick atmosphere here. Would you route me? Said what I said. This is a cool planet, just hot as shit. And now let's change routes here, and Hey. I know they're getting rid of nav mode and the quantum system, but I really wish before they had that they would have made it so that way you could just simply target lock onto where you want to go and change through it like you're targeting ships. Because man, when there's so many overlapping quantum markers, it's annoying. Also, I miss being able to name my Polaris. I know that they need to rework the whole naming system, but just having Polaris called on the side would be less cool than my actual name for the ship. Of course, Massey. And once again, I meant no disrespect or anything. And like I said, if something works for you, that's fine. I just... Why I get kind of like prickly about weapon choice is because PvP is not always consensual. It can happen to you, and I don't like that there's so many weapons in the game that are recommended for PvE because they do kill really quick, that effectively leave you helpless. And like, yes, a player who doesn't know PvP will probably still lose to an attacking player, but then giving them also a weapon that can't really fight, just, I don't know. I don't like how it's done in Star Citizen. Yeah, those overlapping quantum markers are rough. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do, assuming the ship lasts long enough for us to get there, because these have been destroyed very frequently. We're going to nav directly over their ship. We're gonna park above it to provide a PDC screen for the ship, and then we're gonna get out in our Wolf to deal with the threats. Assuming the ship doesn't instantly blow up, because I've had like 3 of these ones fail, because the ship defending is a freaking Cutlass or something, right? Yep, it's a Cutlass. God, that's annoying. Alright, let's physically get nice and close here to provide just a genuine physical block from one side here. And then coupled mode brings us to 0, and now we're going out in our fighter, but we'll see if we even get there before this thing blows up. How's it going? I'm doing okay, Berserker. My sleep schedule has been entirely annihilated, so I actually am taking tomorrow off to try and have like a little bit of a self-care day.
Your adventure, courtesy of Kruger Intergalactic.
But it's good to see you again, bud.
Launch successful. Contact confirmed. Target destroyed.
Why is everything wrong in my ship settings here, dude? Oh, it's because I was on my laptop when I was setting up this earlier today. Input configuration. Here we go. Wait really quick. Alright, that was the wrong order to do that in. Need these. And I need that. Alright. That's a freaking Firebird. Or, yeah, no, that's a Firebird. It's not a Peregrine. Talk about a ship that could be really interesting and fun and is instead just a total annoyance in the battlefield. I do love the Wolf speed and how you can just keep up with it with them. Herald, I think, yeah. You think we're ever gonna get data running in? I mean, ever is probably too generous, but like this year.
I'm heading out.
Target destroyed.
Take care.
Target destroyed.
Hey, we did it. Did somebody crash into my ship, or did my ship actually lose a part? These things shouldn't be able to damage the Polaris. Wondering if they like rammed one of the engine nacelles. That would be a really annoying fix. We are broke, boys. Hey, you might want to pay attention to the guy who's murdering you instead of whatever you're doing here. Of Vulture, that's interesting. And a cutter.
Shields under attack.
Go boom, please. Anything with interior just takes so long to die now.
Destroyed.
Yeah, so I've got really bad ADHD and I've had it untreated for years and it's led to a bunch of other issues. Which I know is like, oh, it's ADHD, come on, get, you know, fix it out. Untreated, it leads to a lot of stuff. So I need to fix a lot of things in my life in general, but that's one of them. And it leads me to having really, really bad insomnia. So my mind keeps racing at night, which leads to anxiety and other issues, but it's all right. I'm not like totally screwed. I need to fix it. I've been seeing the doctor and stuff. This is a hull A. This is a hull A. Guys, we have a pirate hull A.
Shields under attack.
Are those the turrets from the base? Or do we have another ship? No, we have another ship here. There's a vulture. All right. Get a nice little gun recharge back. This is gonna stand still. Wow, that's PTC fire from my Polaris that's hitting it right now. I'm surprised it has that range. It's not doing anything. Ooh.
Under attack.
Please die. Please die. Fighting NPC ships can be really frustrating. I know I don't have to kill these guys right now, but... Die? Soon? How did my nose get red? I don't think we bumped them. I don't think we lost shield either. And I don't remember seeing any missiles or any ballistics on the field. Did we lose shields at one point, guys? I don't think we did. We've barely been hit.
Target destroyed.
What's with my speeds? Oh my god, I just realized. Yeah, everything was wrong in the setup, dude. Everything was wrong in the setup. So what it was I loaded the ship up in here when on my laptop, which I don't have my settings set correctly. So we have landing gear slowed down that entire fight. That's why it felt so weird. We had our G's locked in that fight. Yeah, auto slowdown. That shit's awful. G save awful. Holy crap. We had just all the wrong settings, dude. Holy crap. It just shows you how trash the default settings are for Star Citizen. Alright, we'll have to repair our ship. This is a little annoying. I don't know how we got that red nose. I'm gonna be entirely honest with you. We collided with the vulture? Did we? I don't think we'd actually touched it. We got close. I don't think we'd actually touch that wingtip pylon. Huh. Well, so be it. I kind of want to go back to Microtech and get the new bundle skin for the carbon fiber. Because god, that shit looks good. But we're working men out here in Pyro. How long have I played SC? Sorry for taking so long to respond. I started playing in 2019. But I really only got into it deeply around 2022 when I got my Flight 6 and I decided to learn PvP. And really, PvP is what's kept me in this game for the longest. Like, what we're seeing me do right now is not how I usually play this game. I want to clarify. We're doing this to try and learn the crafting loop. So we're trying to get blueprints, we're trying to get stuff. Also, I'm kind of trying to avoid mining until I absolutely have something I really want to mine for. Not that mining itself is bad, it's just it's not what I do, you know, I'm a fighter jock. Normally when I play the sandbox content, right? So I'll go to Hathor and I'll fight the orgs there, or I will do basically just inverse PvP all the time. Because Hathor's great, you can get railguns there, you can get grade A components there, and you get good fights there. I wanted to do a lot of PvP around the new Rockbreaker sites, but I think with the economy being fucked, everyone's just paying for the exclusive ones. I wasn't able to get any fights at all in the shared ones, which is a shame because I was really hoping it would be another good place for me to get fights in. Right now we're hoping to get a drop for the P6LR. How does Wolf do against the Gladius? Okay, so the Wolf into the Gladius is kind of a hard fight because the Gladius is a little tankier and they have similar damage output, right? But the Wolf is smaller, and if the Gladius doesn't have dueling weapons, right? So if the Gladius has a PU loadout, the Wolf has the serious advantage because it's smaller. And it rates a little bit. The Alpha Wolf rates better, but the regular one doesn't. But you're smaller and faster, right? With better weapons if they have a PU loadout, which would be NNs and NDBs, right? If they have a dueling loadout, if they have CFs, they have the advantage. And What really it comes down to is, can you manage your distance to where you're a harder target than they are, because the Gladius is larger, right? I might try the attack for some PvE. Those armor functional values are nuts. Yeah. The attack is honestly, as much as I freaking hate Misk ships and their art style and the Starlancer line for how they fly, the attack kind of seems to just be a better Carrack to me, right? It's got better weaponry, it's got better armor, it still has a snub bay, and I believe it has a med bed, right? Am I crazy? And so if it does have all those things, then yeah, it would honestly be a pretty decent little ship. Especially if you want to run, so you do a lot of bounty hunting. I don't. I do a lot of PvP. If I want to be real, it's murder hobering, but I have rules of engagement. Okay, at least at Hathor. In Pyro, like, I'll scan you, and if you got something I want, I'm going to try to fight, right? But at Hathor, when I go there, I go there to fight and I go there to loot. And so if I see somebody who is in a fighter, a bomber, or a subcap or capital, I will attack them. Okay. But if they're in a starter, or if they're in a cargo ship, a medical ship, a salvage ship, I won't. And that's kind of how I justify it. Because if you're just there to loot, that's one thing. But if you're there to hold the site to like try and run the Hathor mission, or if you're trying to deny other people going down there, then I think it's fair that someone contests you, right? Now, obviously, there's a whole argument. Well, what if their only ship is the Gladius and they're just going down there for a mission? It's not a perfect system. I'll admit. I am the bad guy sometimes. But it's how I can get fights, especially because Arena Commander is no longer being updated, right? So like, a lot of players don't know this because they don't play Arena Commander. Arena Commander is basically depreciated. Okay, they're adding new content to it, but they aren't really like fixing things. So for example, you can't do power plant kills in Arena Commander. You can't do any engineering damage in Arena Commander. So for me to recommend ship builds and to actually say, hey, this is a good ship, I need PU testing of the ship, because now we have two different versions of the game, right? Now, I'm not saying I would never bounty hunt. It's just bounty hunting as a system is really broken and not super fun for me. But bounty hunting ends up being as camping. You take a bounty, they're sitting at Grim Hex, you fly there, you sit outside Grim Hex, they fly out, you attack them, if they log out, you grab another bounty. Or you camp SPK. And that's just really not a very engaging system to me. And I miss the old system when they could go to multiple places. And I also miss if they weren't on comm range, when they wouldn't have a marker. I don't know. I really am interested in doing player bounty hunting, but they've simply made the system awful. Now that being said, fighting bounty hunters can be pretty fun. When I get a bounty for eventually, murder hobering somebody.
Landing complete. Engines are off. System off. Welcome to Swiss Industries. Enjoy the ride.
Attack versus Asgard in PvP fight. Oh my god. Alright, if they're crew, TAC wins, but if they're flowing how they are 99% of the time, and how I'm currently flying the Polaris with a solo, then the Asgard takes it. So neither of those ships has any place really in a fleet battle. Which is sad. Alright, I have ammo in one of those crates, but the crate's a little broken up. Has a roll in 4.8? That's interesting. Why did my lungs take damage there? We had our helmet on the whole time. I missed all those shots. That was embarrassing. They got your cousin! The pyros, you don't take hillbillies. Hello?
Holy shit! They just killed him! Someone wants to tussle. Taking shots. I need some more cover. Bring it.
Oh my god. Nope. Nope. Roots are... Oh, it's okay. We had the Polaris. The new inventory is honestly a net zero improvement, but in some ways worse than others. Yeah, I don't like the new inventory system. I'm just gonna go out and say it. They're like... It was so hyped for it to be literally a new coat of paint on the same broken framework, which is just very Star Citizen, like if we're being honest. But yeah, like and that should let me access this inventory now. There it is. There we go. We have more ammo for our AO3. Same stuff, different wrapper. I haven't played the game since it was released. Yeah, it's really is the exact same backend, and like they still do things like render all the items as their full 3D model, which makes it super laggy. They still do. My head tracking just literally fell off my head. Did you guys see that? Oh man, all of my flight gear is 5 years old, and it's been hanging in there. But I've been playing almost every day since I got it, because Star Citizen with the full flight setup is still pretty badass. I'll just say it. But yeah, I got Verpals on the way to replace my sticks. I'm thinking of also getting Verpal pedals here soon, but I wanted to wait until I had the main things. Let's get my backpack contents. We didn't have much in here actually. I thought I had more.
Look alive. Ah, I'm hit. Lay down, covering fire. Damn it. I'll try to make you look. Ah, God damn it. Gift for you. They got your cousin.
They got your cousin.
That hurt. Someone wants to tussle. I got you. Go, go. I've got you covered.
What is that? This sounds like a fucking railgun. Are you serious?
I got you. Go, go.
Get out of here, you fucking civvy. I think I almost just shot Citizens for Prosperity right there. Anything I want? Not really. Yeah, that helmet's kind of cool. Well, it'll finish out the medium fit, and we'll get rid of the please kill me light in my head. Even though I know it's not very meta, but hey. The things we do in the name of fashion. What comes first, Squadron 42 or Verpals? Yeah, probably Squadron 42. God, like, I would have already bought the pedals if I would have gotten them soon. Hey guys, can you let me out? Yeah, thanks. I wonder if I can fit these in my backpack like I could the other ones. Come on. So I like the PASC. And we can dismantle it to try and... Yep, that fits in the backpack. I wish they did more with these spaces. Like, I feel like this should all be stuff I can loot, right? Put on the medium helmet. Now, do they have different armor? Kind of looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, Xenothreat orc arms. Yeah, we've got a different one on. We've got these modified ones here. We'll just drop those on the floor. Yoink those over. There we go. Now we're full on Xenothreat gear. For no reason other than it kind of looks cool. Oh, a Gallant. The Gallant used to be my favorite weapon. Unironically. Because, it used to be full auto. Same with the Luminor, this was right there. All right. That red AO3 is kind of cool. Okay, custodian. All right, cool. We've got it all looted. If you find much, yes, stealth is hugely advantageous, incredibly advantageous, Dave. So first of all, of course, it lets you dictate when the fight begins. Let's say you're going into Hathor site, right? If you're in a Hornet Ghost, a Saber, a Talon, right? You're in a stealth ship. That lets you jump out and be able to get a full view of the situation before you get seen. Even if they have like an Idris or stuff, if you know your detection ranges and you can stay outside of it, that gives you a huge advantage deciding, hey, do I actually want this fight? And if I do, who's my primary target? All right, we have to go in the front, right? Also, when fighting and punching up into groups, it lets you engage, get a kill, and then get out and get away. It also, even if they know where you are, it limits their ability to missile spam you, which is hugely important when you're outnumbered, okay? So having lower signatures means missiles will take longer to lock you, and also they'll flare off easier. And oftentimes when you run into these large low skill groups that are just holding areas with sheer numbers, not with any skill, they will missile spam the crap out of you. And so by denying them the ability to lock or to get EM spam to work on you, you're just getting rid of a huge advantage that they would otherwise have. Stealth is freaking awesome. God, the Firebird, I hate it so much. The Firebird is just a very flawed concept with how Star Citizen is right now. No, yeah. Now, to be fair, the picking guys off individually and getting away, that's less apparent, that's less useful now because they've made TDK so long. But back in Ballistic Meta, when you can get a one-pass kill out of the Ghost with a Shredder Revenant loadout, oh my god, was it nasty. No, the Ghost is, in my opinion, my favorite medium fighter. It is very useful, very dangerous. It's just time to kill is too long, man. Time to kill is way too long. It just benefits groups way too much. It's not that it's a Bob ship. It's just the missile system is entirely broken. And yeah, it became a Bob ship because of that, right? So why I dislike the Firebird and before that the Talon Strike, right? Is because the missile system is right now entirely just a resource drain, right? It is, do they have missiles and do you have flares? There's really no other interplay in it. There's not a skilled way of avoiding missiles. There's not a skilled way of deploying missiles, right? It's not like missiles inherit your velocity. So like if you were in a Eclipse and you got to your max speed right before you fired your torp would actually exit with a lot of speed. Or like missiles can be really engaging and really fun when they're done right. So for example, DCS or Nuclear Option or other flight sims that I've played, and missile gameplay in that and beyond visual range fighting is actually super engaging and super skilled, where you need to know your weapon employment zones. You need to know when best, like, am I firing a ramjet? Am I firing a medium range missile, right? Is it radar or IR? Like I wish the IR missiles and the radar missiles were behaved differently, right? Like missiles can be so cool, and in this game they're so broken. It's literally just, do I have lock? Does it track? Because sometimes they'll have lock and it won't track. And then do I have missiles and does he have flares? That's the entire loop of missile gameplay. It's, do I have more missiles than you have flares to flare them off? And when you are in a group and you're abusing this system, the answer is always yes, right? Because if you're deploying around Hathor, you bring in 6 guys, they all have missiles, and they just target one guy and just keep firing one missile, that guy will either have to leave or have to die. Now granted, that's different, and this is that current patch because missiles suck so hard. Like now that CS missiles don't really track unless you ping. Now that they don't damage components, really the only way you're killing a guy is if you're either full deading the ship instantly or if you're killing the pilot out of the pilot seat, but right? So still, but the missile system is just so flawed. And so why I hate the Firebird is it's this microcosm of these two systems that can be really annoying to fight, especially when they're abused. missiles, and stealth. Now, stealth has gotten better, and I like it a lot more. It used to be, the Firebird used to be unable, you were unable to lock it until you were within 500 meters. That's how its stealth used to work. God, it was awful. And then, but also because missiles are a binary I'm gonna say it, missiles are a no skill system. There's no real knowledge check to deploying missiles, right? There's no skill check to deploying missiles. What orgs would do is they would have their more competent pilots fly other ships, and they would just flood in with all their newbies into Firebirds and just have them sit at various points, not moving, just spamming missiles at you. And it's just so annoying. Missiles can be really cool. They are in other games. Just the problem is I don't know if Star Citizen, with how desyncy it is and how netcodey it is, can do a really refined missile system. I just don't know if it's possible with the tech. Camera zooming in. No! I hate this camera so much. It's a cool camera, and it's also an annoying camera. Is there any way I can turn it off? With velocity, you can hit your own missile. Exactly, right? Flight alert system, forehead incoming. All right. Am I missing something to get the quest we actually need for this P6? Like, I feel like we should have been getting decent rep through all this. This is like our third day on this. No, we're still neutral. That's annoying. The grind to get blueprints is rough. It feels like it's not something that CIG has intended you to actually do. It's just something you sort of passively get as you play. But like I said, my passive gameplay is not running missions. It's running sandbox content. Which is one of the upsides of mining that I actually did like, was that it was all sandbox. You know, I could kind of just go to a place, figure it out, and go and do my own thing, and not rely on a broken mission system. Like, it's why I like learning like PvP flight and running my own stuff, like saying, oh hey, I want to go and get components today, or oh hey, I want to try and get fights today, or hey, I want to right now I want to mine the craft or whatever, right? That's always really cool because I don't have to rely on a system that constantly breaks. This mission should be able to drop the blueprint. Okay. Gotcha. Same thing, looking for blueprints, and then when we get something that we want to craft, we're going to watch bad mining. That's us. All right, we're being shot by a ship, not by a turret. We should be safe to just let that guy go. Yeah, I don't think he can hurt us. And let's head out. All right. Put away some of this loot here. All right. And then we want to go out this way. Yeah, how was your day, too? Good to see you again, man. Appreciate you dropping back in. We're lucky we'll get the drop for our P6 this run. There it goes. All right. Yep, so those are just two fighters. Don't need to worry about them. They can't damage my ship. They have CFs. Even if they can even get through the shields. Pyro is still cool. I really wish they would expand upon it and fix a lot of these missions and stuff and things. Like, I actually really wish that the Pyro Flare was in. I know that would probably be really super annoying, but like, I don't know. Give a reason for the character to exist, at least with those blast shields and stuff. Could add more reason to have rescue and medical gameplay as well if you needed to save stranded ships out there. I was looking at a Reddit post, and apparently, eventually, in order to get between Stanton and Nyx and Castra and Terra, you'll have to go through Pyro now. That's what was planned. Which would actually make Pyro the piracy center because there's no law there, and then people will have to like ship people who are shipping between Castra and Terra and Nyx and Stanton will need to cross through that space, right? So I think that should actually
Damn it, that hurts.
yeah, I shot you in the head, dude.
Okay, let's do this. Go, go! Oh shit! I'm hit! I got you! Go, go! Bring it!
That's a weird spot for one of these to spawn. And this guy had the same gun as us, so we should check him for ammo. Yeah. Okay. Need 2 of these, and yet. Oh well. All right, it's fine. Not like ammo is a huge resource for us in this game, anyways, right? There we go. Contract complete. Mundo. ADP Mark IV Arms Woodland. Well, we did get a blueprint, but that's just not the one we wanted. Back out we go. There's that Pisces still trying. You'll get it eventually, man. CAG definitely didn't make your ship totally pointless. Freaking Pisces rescue. Alright, and we're back aboard. Let's see, do we have any other contracts like this one? Alright, let's pull up what Scott was talking about, and let's look for the actual blueprint here. Let's see, so So what I'm looking for is the P6LR. Destroy Headhunter stolen data. Destroy Xenothreat logistic data. Disable Outlaw Stronghold. Eliminate fuel stores. Eradicate all traces of okay. Halt narcotics operation. Reduce outlaws' operational readiness. Okay. All right. So we should be able to do that one. All right.
Radar contact. Shields are off.
And away we go. While we jump, I'm gonna top off my drink with it, guys. Quick. I'll be right back. Alrighty. Hopefully we will get it before too long. Does this also drop in the same 8 missions, I'm wondering? Yeah, it does. God, imagine we get the magazine drop before the rifle. Oh, they drop together? Oh, that would be sick. I love that my radar doesn't work right now. All of the ships that have like these like holographic radar displays besides like the Gladius seem to have a lot of issues. No lamp on this bad boy, yeah. It's a shame you do the old-fashioned way. American mind, eh? But it's okay, because it also, in theory, Helps us detect ships that are cross-sectionally detectable. So our entire radar system is fucked right now. Alrighty, just set it on down. Now, last time I parked a little farther out because I didn't realize how hot it was here. We don't want to almost dehydrate to death again, or, you know. Okay. I feel like every time I fly in, those frickin' those things explode. I'm not sure if we can park the Polaris much closer. You could get out until you get into another ship, but that seems like kind of a waste of time. We'll just sit down out here again and just be very mindful of our heat. I mean, we can do better than that. What the best 2 year? I actually don't know. Like I said, this is my usual gameplay loop, is doing when a mission's. Normally I'm in the seat of a fighter craft that is nice and climate controlled. I don't need to worry about that sort of stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure what the metas are on the armors. I know that there is like industrial suits. There's the Pembroke and the Novikov that are good at different things. I think Pembroke is good for heat, and Novikov is good for cold, but armors, like FPS armors, I'm not sure. Here we go. Don't want to leave a way in my ship open. Yeah, 223 degrees Celsius. It's a little warm. Use a spritzer maybe. How the hell are there plants at 223 degrees Celsius? That is fucking wild. They must not use water. I'll tell you what. Also, why did my marker disappear? Did we get a glitch mission, guys? I don't have markers for the stuff. And why am I seeing player names on my top right? This is why I don't like missions. They always fucking break. What part of the verse? Yeah, but like, so my usual content, I avoid missions, right? I focus on developing my flight skill, doing sandbox stuff. That's why I'm broke, because I don't run missions. But like, I like the sandbox stuff where you set your own things. Let's stop it on this ship really quick. See if it is climate controlled. It is, thank God. But yeah, I think this is totally busted. We're still under go to Rustville, so that didn't work. I probably shouldn't be trying to get a specific thing, and I should just craft something to say I've done it. But the weapons just seem way cooler than the armors for crafting. I will say, coming out here and living off the Polaris and doing all this though has really given me an appreciation for the Polaris. I haven't used it seriously since I left my org. Was honestly debating melting it just because it's such a high account value. I could get a lot of other ships for it, but this is a fun thing to do in it. Of course, getting into and out of it's always annoying. Where the hell is the prompt? I mean, worst case, we could just die. That would spawn us back in the Polaris. It would waste a bunch of med gel, though. Yeah, I don't really want to open up this thing because that's going to hit the rock. The other side drops off. What I wouldn't do for a freaking clicker, man. I want to say it's in the ground. Wait. Got it. Holy shit. Look at it. Look at it down there. They gotta fix that. Like, every other ship in the game has buttons. I know when the Polaris is hard, but like, why not put this thing instead of there on a button on this front landing gear, right? All right, there we go. I still laugh that I'm broke with this ship. Hey. Yeah, realistically, if the economy was balanced right, I shouldn't even really be able to afford to run this ship, right? But until I can't, it is really fun living off of it and kind of having my own little base that's mobile. I really like what I have going on down in the cargo bay.
Engines on. Landing complete.
Well, we at least got our freaking radar back. Broken a Bentley, exactly. Guys. You can sleep in a car, but you can't drive a house. All right? Not talking about showers or bathroom breaks, though. Why are you sparking? Did one of my engine cells take some damage? You can't drive a house as you're in Polaris? Well, listen, that's like, you know, this is less of a house and more of a fifth wheel or something, right? Look, I fly my house around. Doesn't mean you can. Tactical camper van, right? God, this Atmo is thick, dude. We're 7 kilometers off the surface now. I guess it's a full-on planet and not a moon. There we go. And away we jump. Yeah, that sparking engine is a little concerning. It'd be cool if we lived out in the verse so long in this thing, where the paint starts stripping off. I think this bronze paint would look really cool, worn. What's the fast way to make money? Beg. Truth. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me so late at night, by the way. While my sleep schedule is fucked, I get to hang out with all you cool kids. All right.
Auto drive is now off.
You're an ex-Eve player and Rust we trust. I played Eve a very small amount. I honestly wish I played it more. But that's one of those games that if you don't get into it in the right way, God, is it a mountain to actually learn. Yeah, dude, they could. I think big ships should have their entirely own flight model, which we might get in the next flight model because they said they were able to run simultaneous flight models at once. The fact that they fly like a big Gladius has always been off-putting to me. They should, like being a capital ship helmsman should take a lot of skill, especially as I'm taking this thing down to Atmo a lot. Like this should be a hard beast in Atmo, and it should take a really skilled helmsman because that is your gameplay. You don't have weapons, right? I don't know. I understand they also can't make flight too hard because at the end of the day, everybody needs to be able to fly their ship. But I really wish they would, like, cargo hauling for me might actually be fun if I had to have like really good flight skills to land a fully loaded up hauler in heavy Atmo in places, right? But also, some people don't want to try hard or have to use a flight setup or stuff. You know, I'm the fighter jock, so I enjoy that level of difficulty in flight and how things work, right? But other people want a chill loop, right? Which is totally okay. There's different preferences. It's just things that would have gotten my attention might not get theirs and vice versa. "18 years of Eve will never go back." Oh man. Well, what I will say is there's a lot this game could learn from Eve. There's a lot it shouldn't take from it, but there's a lot that Eve does really well that this game could also do well. Especially on like the economy side, on the trading side. Like one thing that I really don't like in Star Citizen is the concept of the starter ship and how you're supposed to move past them. I don't like how they keep thinking like oh man, your progression is getting bigger and bigger ships, because I enjoy small ships. I know we're flying a Polaris right now, but it's because we're flying as a base for respawns and stuff, right? Because we're doing FPS missions and things. But like I really do enjoy living out of and operating smaller ships. Like the Shiv is my favorite ship for daily driving. And I don't know, like the way Eve handles your entry level ships into a gameplay loop or stuff where they've maintained relevance is quite cool. Speaking of a shiv, there's a Chivy boy right there. It's been clipped. Those engines have been shut off. No, that is a Gray's Market Shiv. It is a fantastic ship. It's better than the Cutlass Black in my opinion. I love that thing. The Shiv is, in my opinion, the best solo ship in the game for somebody who wants to do multiple stuff. It flies and fights like a Super Hornet, has 32 SCs of cargo in the back, is actually surprisingly tanky, great weapons loadout. Oh yeah, dude, it is immaculate. Well, sure, but also like, I mean, like the early level mining ships and stuff in Eve still kind of have a niche where they're good, right? And there's still a reason to have them. Whereas in Star Citizen, right, like, you know, once you have the mole, there's not really a reason to still have a prospector or have a golem. Yeah, so the Shiv is based around a Cutty Black chassis, but it's been thinned down. You can really see the areas where they've welded and cut it down. They've given it thrusters that have been blown off in this one from a Valkyrie, I believe. And then also they have these massive side thrusters that replace the side doors. It's got a better pilot loadout too. I wonder what weapons are on this bad boy right now. So this looks stock. Yeah, this is sadly stock. So I'm not interested, but there are NDBs that would probably break in. But yeah, so these are the breaknecks. In the last two patches, those were meta as fuck. They've been nerfed to hard down, and then these are tormentors that comes with it. But yeah, it's 4 size 3s, 2 size 4s for the pilot, and the co-pilot can use that turret as a remote turret. But really, you don't, if you don't want to run it that way, you want to run the Shiv solo. It is the best ship for looting, in my opinion. It's the best ship for smuggling and running small scale hauling cargo, because that thing literally flies, has the same flight model as a Super Hornet. So it is a Super Hornet within the 32 SU cargo bay, and there's no components in the cargo bay area. So any shots that you get there are basically just free damage. Holy shit. What the fuck is going on here? Hello? Chat, that was embarrassing. That was embarrassing, chat. Why are they teleporting? I'm in a bad spot here. Dude, this feels so desyncy right now. Grenade! Oh my god, that blew up like instantaneously. Like, oh my god. Oh my god! I really hate how desyncy this is. And now we're crashing? Oh god. Nope, there we go. This is why I stay in a fighter, guys. It's just better. Like once I realized that the most developed and consistent gameplay loop would be learning how to fly, and well, that's when I'm like, all right, I'm diving all in. And you know what? It was still worth it. Even though we're now going to have 2 new flight models that change everything, but hey. This will be time for us to probably change our med beds. Because I think we're down to 1 respawn left in this guy. Yeah. Let's just go ahead and swap over. Looks like we need to top off our ammo as well. Still have 11 in reserve. Yeah, no, this is so cool down to be in here and stuff. I do want to start mining eventually, but I want to get the blueprint we're looking for first. Yeah, we haven't gotten any. We haven't gotten any weapon blueprints yet. Yes, you can in any cargo bay too. Is it being blocked by my shields? It was. The other guy doesn't have a gun. Goodbye, Clipper. Yeah, dude, like Clipper and also Carrick also had a crafting station that they advertised, right? Yeah, it's basically as big as a golem pod, so let's pray we get a blueprint we want soon. Also, I will say the frickin' Golem flies so fun. As a light fighter jock, we were low flying and just chilling as we were looking for ore on these like low grav moons where you could just fucking zip it, and that was actually quite fun. Only thing I wish is that we then put a refinery pod in there too. I don't want to talk about that. I want nobody to talk about what just happened there. For some reason, I really thought that it would settle right back to where I fired the first shot, and then I kept thinking that.
We're getting hit!
All right, 10% remaining. All right, there we go. And I think a lot of bodies just despawn too, sadly. Yeah, guys, coming out now that I've killed everyone. Yeah, coming out. I definitely didn't need your help earlier or anything like that. Kind of interesting how you can like just kind of infinitely dupe your ammo this way.
Move out and find them.
Ooh, yeah, I could definitely see that being super annoying. Let's see. Well, on this mission next, I mean, we're at the very least we're making some money. You know, not a lot. We're not like earning anything quickly, but we should be able to, at the very least, repair our ships, refuel everything, and pay for our refining bills when those comes due. Yeah. Though a crafted pulverizer would be so fucking crazy. Imagine that thing with more damage, less recoil, right? I know it's slow as fuck and they nerfed it already, but still. That's what we were trying to craft our very first day trying this show challenge. All right. Did that actively just change which box I was looking in? That's kind of funny. I don't like how these boxes glitch out sometimes. No, it didn't. Do we have some other weird... Oh, we do. Okay, never mind. There we go. I was just being stupid. Eventually, I do want to move all of this loot over into this box and then have this box be just for junk ore. And this one being for my good ore and stuff. Basically, 500 and up goes into this. All right. Clipper, I mean, it's not useless. It's just, I don't know. The Clipper was one of those ships that everybody was super hyped about, and I would kind of look at it and I'm like, I don't see it, because here's the thing, it's not a starter ship, right? The Clipper is a second ship, and there's nothing about the Clipper that compels me to upgrade from a starter or to pick over, for example, the Gray Shiv, which is my favorite second ship in the game. The Gray Shiv is just freaking immaculate, man. And because I'm a PvPer at heart, right? So like, I care a lot about a ship being able to actually fight, and the fact that the Shiv flies like a Super Hornet is not going to be amazing at dueling, but dude, I literally flew the Shiv during Blissful Meta into a huge capital fight over Hathor, and I scored like 15 kills. That thing just absolutely shredded. And back then also, you had things like, you know, everyone was still figuring out the metas and stuff. When wipe comes, I'm probably gonna first head to Hathor again, and get a bunch of grade A components for all my ships. Whenever I'm kitting out my ships, Hathor is where I go. I'm probably not going to run very many missions unless I need money for something, but I'm totally okay floating around the half a mil mark. Then, not what you meant? Okay. What did he mean then? How many shows have I been paid cash for? Let's not talk about that. I'm a YouTuber. I have a lot of ships to cover and review. Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about the fact that I've been playing this game since 2019 and started my YouTube channel this year with all of my ships already owned. Let's not talk about that. Bro, you can't just ask somebody how much money they spent on Star Citizen. Okay? That's like asking a woman her weight, you know? So, I own most of my ships permanently. All right, I will be. I think I'm losing the Atlas Geo. I'm losing the Cuddy Blue. I'm losing one of my arrows. I'm losing. What else am I losing? Not much. Yeah. Okay, sorry, man. No, yeah. At this point, I spent enough money in the game that I can just melt ships and move that money around to get any ship I want, really. But, yeah. You asked how I could be poor in game and have this ship. The answer is credit card.
Shields are off.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. How's the the buyback situation? That has me so fucking upset. I have so many things in buyback. I was using it to store ships, and so I am very upset that it's going away. I know it always was going to go away, but especially because like I've got a lot of ships that I want to review in buyback. It's just
Auto drive is now
Kitty. Come here, kid. Come here. Oh. Oh no! My cat just broke my checking. Or no, maybe it was a pause button that he hit or something, but this little terrorist just left my ass off that whole time, man. Look, alright? You never ask a woman her weight or a man how much money he spent on Star Citizen. Okay. Yeah, I believe my rank in terms of money spent is Space Marshal. So, yeah, at the very least, I haven't spent more on Star Citizen than I have my gaming computer or my sim racing rig. So, you know, I have other worse financial decisions that I've made, you know? My kitty is deciding that he wants all the attention right now. Okay, come here. There you go. There you go. 4 cats? Oh. Yeah, I've got 2. I've got this one, I've got one more that's a scaredy boy.
Shields are up.
They're little terrorists, but they're cute.
Landing gear deployed.
God, not having head tracking if you're so used to it is just such a freaking. It feels like I literally had my head glued on.
Engines are off.
Little kitten baby. Yep. One is a menace. She shows her belly because she knows you can't resist the pets, and then she attacks. Yeah. Good. Right. Put you down now, okay? There we go. All right. Let me figure out this track IR situation. Is there just a button to frickin' if it just crashed, that would suck. No, F12 recenters it, but it's like not tracking, right? And it's got the red lights. I don't know if it just got turned off or. Yeah, I think it crashed, which would require a restart of the game if I was wanted to do that. Which we can do here. We're landed. We can do a quick game restart. Beautiful landscape. I really do like Monarchs. This is a cool place. Got this sort of you know, the mountains in the distance. I don't know if that's snow or just different, you know, cap geometries. I'm a desert rat in real life too. I live out in the desert, so this is more red than where I live, but very homey to me. Pyro has just been a wonderful time in general. I really wish there was more PvP content like pushing players to Pyro. Like, I kind of wish Hathor was in Pyro. I really do. Like, I know that they still wanted to develop Stanton and not push everyone out of Stanton, but like, right as it stands right now, Stanton is the PvP hive of the game, and like, I don't know, just these planets are so beautiful. The FPS is usually pretty good. Hey Marcus, glad to have you, man. Hopefully I'll see you again. I'm trying to stream a lot more and play a lot more and just make more videos too. Tomorrow I might make a video and put out one where I'm re-reviewing all of my previously reviewed ships just for the current patch. I don't expect that one to do good, but at least then I can keep up-to-date information on the channel. At Asgard there. Where is everybody? Theoretically there's a lot of hostiles here. But I'm not seeing jack or shit. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Like I said, like, I won't get everything right. Like, I was totally wrong in my Guardian video, but then I put out stuff to correct it. So I always just try my best. Always try and give out good info, and if I'm wrong, I'll own that too. I'm only human. Where the fuck is everyone? We get another broken mission? Nope.
Let's see what the hell that was. Let's go! Oh shit, man down! Bring it!
Hey, I'm gonna stretch my legs.
Here we go! I got it! Laying down covering fire!
All right.
I've got you covered!
Get up here. Get up here. Oh.
I've got you covered!
Grenade! Oh my god! They landed a grenade up there! Holy shit! Dude, talk about an immaculate throw. That was like 3 feet wide up on top of that thing. And they landed a grenade. I just saw that thing rolling towards me like, oh no. Jesus Christ. Yeah, this is why I'm winning the Polaris, guys, is because that would be really annoying bullshitty if we didn't have a med bed, right? So you could put an Ursa in another ship. But I have the Polaris, and I can build out that cool little base under it. All right, we're good. I feel like I almost crushed myself there. They really need to do buttons instead of these hovering interactables. Leaving my ship open like that is a huge risk. One that we frankly don't want to take. I'm gonna go back and close them up there. I was gonna be lazy and leave it open, but no, we really shouldn't in Pyro. You're not wrong, but we still shouldn't leave a ship unlocked that we're living off of that has a lot of loot on it, right? One day Pyro will return to the pirates. Hear me. Hear me. Especially once it becomes the main travel vein that you need to pass through to go from Stanton to Terra or Terra to Castra. Oh yeah, Pyro will return to the pirates. And if they just added in higher quality stuff, like the whole reason I'm here is for high quality ore, right? They do more of that. Like let's say, just arbitrarily, they say, all right, cool guys, the highest quality ore you can get in Stanton is 650. Anything above you need to be in Nyx or in Pyro for, right? And the Nyx is right now empty as fuck, so maybe it's just Pyro right now. And boom, that's going to move a lot of industrial players and a lot of other things over there. But mining itself is pretty hard to pirate because mining isn't in set locations, really, right? So what we need to do also is then encourage traders to show up there. So let's give a lot of unique trading missions at one there. And then what we need is a big pull. Okay, we need a Hathor, we need a Blockbreaker in Pyro. We need something like that is open to the verse like Hathor is, and gives like the whole reason Hathor is so popular is because of pure Kharonite, and that's the only place you can get it, right? If we do those three things, Pyro will return to being a PvP zone.
about to pop off.
How did you know the one angle I couldn't see you, dude? Gotcha, yeah. So I'm gonna be real. I've been loving living out here in Pyro. No crime stats to worry about. Missions go wrong. Beautiful, beautiful scenery. A great vibe. The stations kind of suck. They're kind of all the same. I wish every station wasn't just Trash Bag City, right? I wish we had some stuff that looked like Grimhex, or some stuff that looked like Levski. I wish we had some variety there, right? Levski's a really good look. And boy, tell me that doesn't look fucking gorgeous right there. Our Polaris perched up on the hill as we're walking back from our mission here. Okay, so the Bandit Defender is a light fighter with a second seat in a weird shape and a little oversized, but it flies very well. The purpose of the second seat isn't necessarily that you have two people crewing it, at least right now. Right now it's just so you can have a second person, right? Like that in and of itself is actually pretty appealing to a lot of players when they're normally a solo, but then they might have a buddy, right? And that buddy might not really know the game, you might not want to try to fly places together. You don't want him to like be in an Aurora and then have him crash, then respawn and come back up to you. So having a ship where you can just have a second person on it is pretty valuable. In fact, that's actually why I originally got my first Super Hornet. Was I was learning the game, I was learning how to fly and stuff, and I'm like, you know what? I want something that has a second seat. So when I first pledged the Super Hornet Mark 1, which is still a better ship than the Super Hornet Mark 2, and I will die on that hill. That was like the whole reason I got it. It was like, hey, I can fly it myself. And then when I had my buddy on, I was like, hey dude, don't worry about it. I know you're shit at flying. Just hop in my back seat and run some missions, right? Now, eventually, if they add in co-pilot stuff, that can change. But we've been talking about when they add in co-pilot stuff for freaking a decade. Why do I have to do floating prompts and not just a button on my ship? Man, Defender's in a great place right now, though. Stat-wise, it's kind of insane. You pay for it with your size, but it takes a very, very good light fighter pilot to beat it. All right, we don't have our head tracking right now. Oh, that's okay. We're not running
Landing gear.
PvP flight right now. Oh, there's a lake right there. Absolutely gorgeous. The water physics and rendering at distance still needs some work. I think it's just how quickly you see it move at distance that makes it look kind of weird.
Shields are off.
All right. Exactly. It's doing really good in 4.7 too, dude. Like, unironically. When I fought Bitnir from Bitnir's workshop, I couldn't beat his Volume Defender. It gave me a huge amount of respect for that ship that I'd otherwise basically written off.
Auto drive is now on.
Yeah, the shield buff is just so strong on it, and then it's got those insane side strafes. Decent weapon loadout. Now, a better pilot than me can beat it, absolutely. Once again, I'm mid as fuck. But it gave me a lot of respect for it. Let me do this right now anyways. All right, we're gonna do these last two missions, and then if we don't get our blueprint by then, we're gonna get off. Yeah, well, probably even if we do, though, we probably should dry dock the Polaris. I don't know. This engine itself being funky is a little worrying to me.
Shields are off. Radar contact. Shields damaged.
All right, we should be safe here. Yep, just fighter. No turrets shooting at us. Alrighty. We might need more ammo. We'll see. Oh, we lost one of our sights because we died and we need to go back to pick it up from our backpack. All right, let's go put it on a different site. We're going to do an asteroid hanger. We don't want this 8 times. There we go. Now we'll just go out this way. Some, not as much as I would like, because this is all stuff I've looted. This entire box is looted stuff, right? Is not anything that I bought or brought in. And ammo looting is a bit tedious, right? So I was kind of hoping I would get more things to craft for ammo, if I'm being 100% real with you. Yeah, you'll get there eventually with those little panthers. Eventually that will hurt me. Keep going. You can do it. But please don't actually shoot me out here in space. Yeah, no, we started at around 11 o'clock my time. My sleep schedule's been entirely annihilated. So I'm actually taking tomorrow off of work for a personal day to kind of reset and refocus on down. And we're trying to get our blueprints, so we have something worthwhile to craft. Good to see you again, though. I've been enjoying Pyro and living out here on the Polaris. It's been a very fun, very chill change of pace. So, I do want more PvP. I always want to test my metal in the PU. The PU is where you actually really get to kind of see where your skill level is at, because in free flight and dueling, you're in with people who that's all they do, right? PU is where you get the average, you know, Joe who plays the game, and you get to see, oh, I actually have improved that much, right? Not saying I like shooting bobs, it's a nice reminder that, hey, even if you feel like you aren't improving, you always are. We hit our head.
Going down.
Oh, that's the worst freaking feeling, dude. If you want to make the situation 1,000 times worse and you want to break out, let me know. Nah, I just started late.
Bring it.
One of these days, I'll actually commit to a streaming schedule. much. Right, dude? Oh man, I actually want to go back to microsecond. I did buy it. I'm a slut for carbon fiber, man. So I'm also a huge racing fan, and goddamn.
Someone wants to tussle.
Ow, that hurt a lot.
I got you. Go, go. Laying down cover fire. I'm hit. Someone got knocked. Got tagged.
I definitely want this P6 though. The AO3 is okay, but the fact that it doesn't one tap through light helmets is a little annoying. Discord would be nice to get notified when you go live if you got that set up. It would be. It would be. I want to make a community Discord. It's just I've got a lot of anxieties around community stuff in Star Citizen that I need to get over personally. Because you guys are all great. You guys are all great. But I should just do it. What would we call it? All right, what would we call it? Let's brainstorm a bit here. Wish I could take those railgun mags, dude. I'm amazing, not great. Wow, okay. And you're also super humble, right? Cal's pals, no, that, oh, I don't know, that one's icky. You want to be a Cal's pal? Ugh. Players versus stationary objects. Oh my god. We'll make sure. PAL or HCH helmet? All right. Something about being space hobos? No. No, that's been taken by something else. I like where your head's at, but can't do that one. Cal's Hobo PvP Emporium. I don't know. Does anyone have any experience in setting up a community Discord? I did it a long time ago, but then it was never super great. PvPRS. Watch, somehow those two ships did blow up my Polaris and I've lost everything. What kind of community are you thinking about, Cal? Well, yeah, that's also kind of the question, ain't it? I guess it would be just a place where I could, you know, socialize with the community a bit. It'd be cool to run events out of there eventually, like say like, hey guys, if anyone wants to, like for example, we could actually like maybe create a Polaris or run a Rock Breaker or something without requiring org membership or any of the org bullshit, right? Or like, if we get enough people who are interested, we can also run training events or things like that, though I'm not sure any training event I put on would ever be as good as Journey John's. So I think I might just honestly like put a link to Journey John's fucking stuff in there and say like, hey, if you want training, we can do one-on-ones, or if you want the organized stuff, like that's already been set up over there. It would be cool like if we did get a lot of people to say like, hey, does anyone want to like organize like a fleet and we go and try to take over someplace, right? Not as an org, not requiring membership, not with any of the politics or bullshit, just like yeah. So I've been thinking of it for a while, like an all RSI fleet would be kind of cool. You have the Scorpius, Meteor as your fighter wing, then you have Mantis, you have Perseus, Polaris, the not org Discord, Hangar Hangout. Hangar Hangout ain't bad. And like I will say, I've gotten a lot of requests for me to kind of formalize how I handle training people. Because well, once again, I am a mid-slug pilot. I have done trainings for people, and so formalizing that would be a little bit nice. All right.
Quantum drive is now off.
Really? All right, guys, this might be our last mission we run tonight. It is 2:30 fucking a.m. I should probably start winding down soon, but let's hope that we get the drop for the blueprint we want. We've gotten a lot of armor blueprints and no weapon blueprints. We want the P6LR. We pray for the P6LR. The calzone. Oh my god. That's not like amazing, but it's also hilarious. That's just fucking hilarious. I feel like that's a fat joke and I accept it. Dude, not having head tracking is so brain fucky. I'm like, look over. Why no look over? Why head no work? But the calzone's good. The calzone is good. God, I felt you just ruined my entire career though. Come join the calzone. I don't know. Tomorrow you better order that on DoorDash. Hey.
Auto drive is now off.
Opinion on Sandtalk and the current flight model, and what you think the new flight model will be. Ooh, okay. So right now the Sandtalk is pretty strong. It has good side strafes, and you can kind of fly it like a well, like the alien ship it is, right? Which allows you to keep a light fighter in front of you relatively easily. It requires you to have very high-end aim. If you don't have incredible aim, then the size advantage of the light fighter will still beat you. You're advantaged if you go into atmosphere versus space, because that will slow down the speeds of everything and help your lower turn rate do a bit better. The STY is doing decent right now. It's doing decent. It's not, this loadout isn't amazing. It's the same loadout issues that the Saber currently is suffering from, where like size 3 is just kind of in a weird spot right now with armor, right? And you need to decide what you want to do in it. The new flight model, okay, it's really hard to tell, because what we're getting right now testing in the new flight model, as far as I'm aware, I'm pretty sure is just Gladius and maybe a few other ships. Once again, I am not a part of the new flight model leaks, or sorry, tests. I'm simply reacting to what I've heard from other people, and I have had some more conversations since my video went live. I've given some more information, but on that stuff I've been asked to say nothing, so I will say nothing on that. But it really depends on if they give it a Gladius flight model. If they give it a Gladius flight model, it's pretty screwed. If they give it's a unique sort of alien ship / Mirai ship flight model, which they have mentioned being able to do, then it could be insane. Because if you think about it this way, if you have a ship that can have high sustained side strafe and other people can't, it's kind of like having a Star Citizen. It's like if you're fighting someone who's in couple mode, right? I'm not seeing markers. I think this quest is still bugged, guys. That's a shame. We did it once today, and then it's been bugged every other time we've done this mission. Hathor Hangout. That's good, Sky. I like Hathor Hangout. Cal's crafting corner. Yes. I haven't successfully crafted anything in now almost a week of trying. This is why questing sucks. I'm just gonna say it. Like, sandbox content, like mining, winning Hathor, winning your own commodity cargo. I wish the game would lean into more sandbox content. Oh, absolutely better. But yeah, Blitz. So I have been, you know, I need to be very careful about being negative in this game. Not just because the community doesn't like it, but also because, like, obviously I have my thoughts and stuff, and I still am worried about the new flight model. But like, I need to be very careful in how I position information and stuff. Especially because I do leverage a lot of clickbait in my video titles. Like, I feel like that's a big tone for people coming in, even when I think I'm being relatively nuanced in the video itself. But it gets the views, and that's kind of really important for a new YouTube channel. Hathor Hanger and the calzone. The calzone is hilarious. I feel like we can call it Hathor Hangar, and then have a sub channel that's called the Calzone, which is where we just post food pics. Hathor Hangar or Hathor Hangout is both good. Both are great. I still have one more mission before we stop, and we're gonna do one more mission, just not that one. Jackson Swamp is actually a dangerous place, so we might get some PvP for the night. The name of the OP, so that's that. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I've had some more conversations. That video has got me in contact with a few other people, and like I said, I had 2 people who I spoke to in depth about the flight model who were not thrilled for it, right? I have, now that I've made a critical video on something that I haven't played, I've gotten some people who were less critical of it, and some people who enjoyed it, who came and talked to me, but they have specifically asked me that I say nothing. I might already even be saying too much, so I should probably just shut up. But yeah, so I have some more context now. I'm still concerned. I want to make that clear. I think we're just gonna have to play it. And here's the thing, guys. I want to be wrong. Like, I'm not a hater. I can be critical of this game. Absolutely. That's because I really want this game to be really, really good. And I've put a lot of money and time and energy into it. And I know that might be a selfish reason to want a game to be good, but I still want it to be good. I want this game to succeed. I'm a goddamn wing commander in stuff, right? I have bought very expensive flight sticks. I've learned and practiced the PvP a ton, and I really enjoy PvP flight. So like, I always come at this from a place of love, but like, CIG has earned a lot of criticism. Yeah. Man. My guy, you're such a hater. I know, right? Negative Nancy. I think part of it is that I do these very inflammatory and clickbaity titles, like just straight up. I own this entirely. Like, I do clickbait. I do. This could be disastrous. You cannot ignore this. Cap shift. You see, you just nerfed cap shifts hard. Like, but my only justification for it is that I am a growing and new YouTube channel, and I'm trying to get views. And to be fair, my views are actually, like, they're still low for me. Like, I mean, God, dude, my freaking Hurricane video did so freaking well. And then before that, it was the Hornet Ghost video. That one did incredibly well. Like, but I'm very happy with a couple thousand views, especially after taking a month off. But we'll see. Like when I release the ship review info, I actually don't have the name of the ship in the title until a few days after, and then I add in the name of the ship later. So when you go back for my ship reviews, actually I still need to do it for this one. You can look for that, right? Because I want kind of that mystique. And there's actually like a reason why in some of my thumbnails I'll make it kind of hard to see what the ship is. Like this one actually kind of almost looks like the 600i in that word under angle, even though that's the Hurricane, right? You know, so I try to make the thumbnails appealing in that way. But I should probably figure out a better solution than clickbait, but it's also hard for me to when I'm trying to grow the channel. Anyways, that's just YouTube meta stuff that I'm sure no one cares about.
Drive is now on.
To be fair, you haven't resorted to the AI thumbnails of just taking the screenshot in game, yeah. Yeah. I've played around with some stuff right with AI for it. But who doesn't clickbait though? Yeah. But oftentimes like I'll do that and it sets a precedent, like a tone for people coming in, even if I'm like more, you know, reserved.
Drive is now off.
Crash and simp videos. Did that be pure cringe? Yeah. I think there's a cutlass or a shiv. Yeah, I know a few channels like that.
Landing gear deployed. Landing complete.
Perfect landing right there. All right, we definitely need to top off on ammo though. In the chat, hey, boy kisser, I'm friendly. Sir, I wish not to fight. The swap up from boy kisser to sir, I wish not to fight. And like, you know, I don't know what's going on over there, but right there is like, hey guys, you don't always get to choose if you're fighting or not. So train. If you just learn a little bit about how flight works, if you learn a little bit of the fundamentals that you can defend yourself, and you get to say, all right, I didn't choose this fight, but I want to end it. You know, self-defense is always a good thing. Ask him if he's flying in a peekaboo. Oh, that man. That poor man. Flying alone in his Valentine's Day ship. Is there a more Star Citizen thing than flying alone in your... Oh, this is not going to end well, is it? This is going to tip me over, isn't it? Let's stay on the ship's gravity. Actually, we're kind of okay. And we're going to close her up. Okay, we put the scope away, I guess. Or we lost it. attrition build. Why though, dude? Why attrition build? Why attrition build, man? Take a great ship, a ship that can PvP, and says, you know what I want? To not be able to kill anything if I get attacked. I think I want that. Like, I have such issue with how CIG handles. Wow, dude, that was embarrassing. Just the native sway on this gun is so high. Remember guys, DPS doesn't matter. You can't hit shit. Applied DPS to target is the only stat that matters. And to apply DPS, you need high weapon velocities. Jeez, the lag. You can't take the med gel out of this, can you? Is this mission also bugged? That didn't look like the usual guys have been fighting. That looked like a CFP guy. Dude, ending our night with 2 simultaneously bugged missions. That is a thing.
Oh shit! I'm hit. Got you covered. We got trouble. I need a med pack quick.
These rooms are pretty cool. It'd be cool if you could like log out here and like, you know, rent one of these places, right? Lady, I almost shot you. Put the gun away. When you bedlog, it removes your ship, right? Doesn't just leave it out in the verse. bro. Destroying me, bro. I mean, some baddies spawned, but dancing at the Pink Vulture Club. Oh my god. You think when we get base building, I'm not saying I want this chat, by the way. We get base building, right? Do you think they'd have us farming in these fucking grow tents for food, or do you think it'd be for like collectibles, like harvestables, or would it be, or do you think it just won't be done? I think it probably won't be done. I feel like base building is going to be very bare bones when we first get it. I wish these missions wouldn't break, man, dude. It makes this grind for these for this stuff so much worse. Sources and DoorDash. You know, I kind of want to blow up this shiv just because why the fuck would you put attritions on it? I'm gonna do that. So, pen distance was a stat that they introduced back right at the start of 4.5 in the PTU initially, right? And that is how far your shots would penetrate through the initial impact site and into the interior of the ship. And so this was originally used for things like shooting out components, which was really, really strong in that initial PTU build. They did a bunch of weapon balance changes and velocity changes. It was going to be really exciting. And then they realized the arrow with cannons could exactly like 4-shot a Corsair, and they panicked. Right? And then so they tried to say, oh, well, you can only damage certain components, and then that still was super powerful. And so now they basically removed it, and the way that you damage interior component, the power plant now, is you, instead of shooting at the things, you just red a component, and then when it's red, that will apply any further damage to the power plants until for a certain degree, and then you need to move to another section. And a real shame, because it was so cool targeting those components and shooting them out, but they basically entirely reneged on that system for right now, because it was, shocker, a precision aimed thing is really good on the light fighters. Wow. There you go. That's what you get for ruining that shit with attritions. I'm never gonna fucking live down that Pink Vulture. Listen, if he had a cargo bay full of RMC, we would have made a bit of money, okay? It's not my fault he was playing his ship wrong. Side note, you can play your ship however you want. I'm just being a shitbag. Alright, let's go fly a distance off into the skyline. Get away from all these popular zones, and then call it a night. So still, we did get a lot of blueprints, but nothing that we really cared about. Still no weapon blueprints at all. The armor drops way more, which is sad that the armor is also the least interesting thing to craft, right? So we want to be at least 50k away from any popular sites to avoid being picked up on CS. It was probably the $15 Koromar one, dude. Yeah, we're gonna have to watch that thruster. That thing is definitely sparking and burning out a bit, so. The one under it now is also, so I think it's taking damage when I'm landing. That's what I think. Sometimes I don't hit the landing gear, sometimes we're landing on those nacelles, right? So we'll have to monitor it. You know, I don't want to spend a lot of money repairing the ship if I don't have to, because, you know, she's an expensive girl to run, so. We'll just keep an eye on it. Maybe we can fix it with a salvage rifle. Dolavine, guys, should we do some mining? Just so we can say we've done any sort of mining. The geo's kind of fun.
Landing gear deployed.
Dude, if the salvation could repair ships, right? Sort of like the salvage rifle, where you could like pick up RMC and then go look at the ship and repair a ship with the salvation, that'd be so cool. Guess something, you might get into some PvP. Yeah, right.
Entrance are off.
Yeah, see, look right here. I think this is why we're damaging our engines, right? I will say the Polaris has deeply grown on me during all this. So I never thought it felt homey until now. I always thought it felt very clinical, very clean. I still wish there was like I could like stock out, or like sort of like how the med rooms comes pre-stocked. Like if this came pre-stocked with food, like if this was all pre-stocked with stuff, I can just come in here grab a bite instead of working with cruises out of a crate, you know. So also, guys, I don't really know how to use the Geo. I used it once, and like the mining scanning system wasn't working. So I was running entirely off of vibes. It was kind of fun because it was very not try hard. I was just like, all right, let's see what I can do here earlier. But I'm sure there's a more optimal way to run it. So here's our Dolavine. So see, like, I'm seeing no way to like target it. So what I've been doing is hitting it with a high intensity beam, waiting until it glows, and then like that. So if it's sparking, it's bad. But if it's just glowing without sparking, it's good. And then we get the break, right? So that was 683, that rock. Okay, we don't want it sparking. We did it. So this is actually kind of cool. This definitely doesn't feel like the intended way of doing it. $429, so that's a sell. Hey, there we go. And then so I can kind of get multiple of them going. Oh, there's Sparky. No Sparky. I feel like the extraction system shouldn't be that complicated. Like, come on. They just work out a hack? What do you mean? $683 on that one. No, yeah, I just worked this out. I literally just worked out that if it was sparking, it was bad because the scanning isn't working, and neither is the other stuff, right? Kind of like cooking or grilling, right? It's like, don't want to burn it. $696. Don't burn the calzo. You guys are freaking destroying my career today. I deserve it. This is karma for the pink vulture. It's okay, because you definitely look Italian. All right. There we go. So now we want to put all of the high quality above 500 stuff in here. And then we're going to have a trash box, which is over here. We still have some other loot in it, so which we will need to get out of there, but here we go, because this is like a sell box, right? So this is stuff that we can throw in a station and sell. So we don't want to craft with it. And let's go get the rest of that Dolivan. Is it weird that I kind of enjoyed this more than I enjoy the ship-based mining? The mech is cool. Talon Wolf or Alpha Wolf? Wolf. The Talon is bigger and has worse guns. The Wolf is faster in a straight line, which helps it deal with interceptors and escape team fights. In order of those ships, I would put Wolf, Alpha, then Talon. The stealth is nice, but the Rhinos just don't do as good as the L22 Axiom repeaters do. I think there was only one node left there, so that was kind of not worth it, but hey, we got it. The pink Voltron is still in there. Yeah, it is. Yeah, guys, look. Okay, so this is just trash quality. We're just going to take it out here. And then we're going to lock it up. I don't know how we got hurt. We did. I guess maybe one of the rocks blew up a little close to us. Throw that in there. All right. I'm not seeing any numbers that we can stack up in that. All right. We're gonna call at it for the night, everyone. Gotta put it in your captain's quarters. Yeah, that's my pajama set right there. You know, it's my sleepy time suit. We're just gonna sit on the med bed really quick, top off our health. That outfit in an RPG that gives a charisma buff, right? Well, guys, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. We once again now on day 4 of failing to craft literally anything. This loop is it's a rough one, man. It's a rough loop. But we're having a good time out here in Pyro. Put the space AK right there for right now. Short but sweet. I mean, this was a 4-hour stream. You just got here late because I was here late. This is called the butterfly effect. Oh, come on. Wait, hold on. Why did it say ship not landed? Excuse the fuck you? Ship not landed, huh? No peak. That's not true. I feel like I need to have a short now, just explaining this whole ass meme.
Engines.
Alright. Let's find a nice flat spot. All these low shrubs that collide and don't get crushed by the Polaris make it a little hard. Goodbye, frames. Holy shit. Maybe right there, or maybe it's just not rendering in the freaking... Dude, why are my frames like this? Tin ore.
Engines.
All right, all the feet are down. Engines are off. I just want to remind everybody that we didn't actually kill that guy. He killed himself. He got out of his ship and jumped off of it while it was still flying. It's like, what the fuck? There's the logout. Pink Vulture plushie. I'll 3D print a Pink Vulture now for you guys. I'll hang it on a wire so it just floats behind me over here in front of the green screen, right? Now watch. This will crash and fail on the exiting the menu, and then it will delete my ship and all my progress, right? All right, well, thank you for watching, everyone. That was a fun stream. Tomorrow, I'm probably gonna put out a video. We'll see. I'm thinking of doing my re-review roundup, or maybe like a winners and losers of 4.7, right? Anyways, I don't think I need to refine gems if I'm not crazy. I think gems just work. You have to refine the ore out of the mining ship. Anyways, we did refine the sterilium though. We did get that refined sword in Checkmate Station. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.